was flipping, I was trapping out the race. Rich went saucing in the A. Money all up in my face. Murder still level my mind, gotta grind every day.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Holloway 2 times, back at it again with another video for y'all today. So it turns out that this is actually my second take on this video, which is take care of yourself, because I was just at the beach freezing my ass off trying to record it at a place that I feel comfortable at. But it turns out that the wind was there was a lot of wind reduction, or whatever you want to call it, wind noise, okay? And it was messing up my audio, so I'm back in my car now and I'm actually gonna shoot it again. So I said a lot more in the first take, and I just don't have the energy to say as much in a second, so I'm just gonna get straight to the point. For starters, you should take care of yourself. It is not selfish of you to take care of yourself, and take care of yourself is very important. No one knows yourself like how you know yourself. Only you know what is affecting you. Only you know how to get better. You may not necessarily know how to fix it immediately, but you know certain steps to getting better to take care of yourself. And it's like, what the hell am I talking about? Taking steps for what? You know, what, like, as if something is bothering you. Well, is something bothering you, you know? I'm being direct and indirect, because the whole point of this video is to get you to start thinking about certain things in your life. Not because I'm an evil individual and I want to remind you of your traumas and stuff like that, but because I don't want you or anybody else for that matter that's watching this video to go through the same thing that I went through a couple of days ago. And it's really honestly been affecting my ability to post videos and work out, you know? A couple of days ago, I was crying because of something traumatic that happened years ago. And I'm just now come to a realization that if I actually confronted what was so traumatic all those years ago, if I actually confronted it instead of pushing it away, you know, just not acknowledging it, maybe I would feel more better about the situation, and I would not have started crying a couple years ago, which, mind you, not years ago, a couple of days ago, which, mind you, this event happened years ago. So I'm crying in the present about something that happened from years ago, you know? And I'm saying that if I confronted it when it first happened instead of pushing it to the side, then I wouldn't be crying about it 5 years later from when it actually happened. And that's what I'm trying to get the viewer, which is you, to understand that if something is bothering you, don't push it aside. You should actually confront it. Don't run away from it. Stop running away from it and actually sort things out while you still can, you know? It's never too late to sort things out. You can always sort things out. You just have to make the time to sort it out. Yeah, and until I started crying, I also realized that there was just warning signs. That's what I like to call them. I like to call them warning signs. Like, what are warning signs? Well, of course, a warning sign is something dangerous is about to happen. I'm warning you. But warning signs this time around is more around like my mental health, my mental state, which was my room. Like, one of the warning signs was my room was really starting to get dirty. And mind you, I never have a dirty room. My room is always organized and cleaned and stuff like that. And I just didn't care about how my room was looking. Another warning sign of mine was I stopped going to the gym. I wasn't working out as much, and I stopped putting as much effort into my class assignments and homeworks and stuff like that, you know? And my diets was fluctuating. Like, some days I wanted to eat, some days I didn't want to eat, some days I didn't even know what the fuck I want to eat, and I just all thought that was normal things, you know? And sometimes it's not normal. Sometimes it's not a coincidence. These warning signs could be a sign of something bigger that's on the horizon, and you may not even know about it. So pay attention to when you're acting irregular, because it may not just be a coincidence. And I'm not trying to make small things a big deal, but just pay attention. Don't be like me that wasn't paying attention and ended up how I ended up, which was breaking down. Basically having a fucking burnout. I don't want you, the viewer, to have a burnout like how I did, because that doesn't feel good. And mind you, I'm only 18 years old, so I know I'm not the only one that has been through some shit, and a lot of my peers have probably been through something as well. And no one ever talks about these things at 18 years old. No one ever brings these things to light. Like, not my actual peers, like people that are 18 years old don't talk about these type of things, but older adults, people that aren't our peers, necessarily talk about these things. And I just feel like maybe this is something we should talk about more. So if you have a trusted friend or adult or anybody maybe you need to talk to them. Maybe you need to say something. It's not a big deal to say something, to communicate how you feel, because you're important and your thoughts matter too. And I'm not just saying that to be a nice person, but it is actually true. You have to think that you're important and that you matter, so that you don't burn out, because you're not alone. We all go through shit, and as lonely as it feels, you're not alone. And it's okay to acknowledge if something is bothering you, because there's nothing selfish about that at all. Which is why I titled this video, Take Care of Yourself. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a professional. I'm just simply another person, human to human, human to human. That's all. And creating my videos is how I spread awareness of these issues that I go and that I know other people undergo too. And not only that, am I doing something? Well, I believe that I'm doing something good, but it's another way to just help me vent and just, think. It's like a coping mechanism. That's why I love making videos so much. It's not just a hobby, but it's more than a hobby. And since we're on the topic of hobbies, if you have any coping mechanisms and hobbies, maybe you should get into those more. Make more time for that. Make more time for yourself. Make more time to take care of yourself. And I don't know, maybe those hobbies are bad. Maybe do them less and replace it for another better hobby, because you don't want to hurt yourself, as a hobby. Like, I'm speaking directly and indirectly. I'm not saying anything but saying everything at the same time. So if you're confused, just stay confused. But if you know what I'm talking about, then just know what I'm talking about. But yeah, without further ado, I'm pretty sure I got my point across. And I hope this video helped you or made you feel a little better, whoever is watching. If you ever need anyone to talk to, or if you ever need anything, you can always leave a comment down below and I'll respond to that, because you're not alone. On that note, like I said, just take care of yourself. It's simple, but it's a process, and you should get started on it sooner or later if you need it or if you don't need it. But all that is up to you, because I'm not you, and I don't know what you need, and I don't know your problems, and I don't know how you are or how you're doing. So that's why it's your responsibility to let people know or to do the things that you need to do. That doesn't mean you're alone. That just means you have to take accountability and responsibility for yourself. Yeah, so like I said, I got my point across. This is the end of the video. Thank you very much for making it all the way to the end. And I'm out. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.